Hello YouTube, I am the Jew Ninja, and in this episode of Devil's Advocate, I'll be looking at a new card announced, Giant Sandworm. I think this card is very interesting. I've seen a lot of people claim that it'll be pretty wonky, and it won't really fit all that well into hunter decks, but I think it may have the potential to help establish some more control hunter decks or some more long game kind of hunter decks. Maybe it may create its own kind of niche hunter deck, and I'll explain why in a moment. So, the ability of Giant Sandworm is rather unique, and I think it warrants why the card is classified as an epic. If this minion attacks another minion and kills it, it can attack again. The potential for this card is huge, and there are some crazy synergies that exist that would allow it to completely clear your opponent's board. I think there are two cards in particular, Stable Master and Bestial Wrath, that if you played them, then you just gain board dominance instantly, and you can clear your opponent's board without any care or any worry about your board state. I think it really can help swing the game toward the later stages of the game, and I think that might give Hunter a leg up when it comes to these kinds of long game or control matchups. I think it serves in its own right. I've seen a lot of people say, oh, it's a BGH target, it's not going to be all that great, but we don't know what we're going to see in this big game Hunter nerf, and that might be that it only can destroy dragons, or it can only destroy certain cards, and we really have to wait and see before we make any assumptions on how the meta is going to shape up, especially with this big game Hunter nerf. But I think the Giant Sandworm as a card with combos like Bestial Wrath and Stable Master might put it into its own little competitive spot. I'm saying you won't be winning tournaments with it, but certainly on ladder, if you get this combo out, 9 mana, on 9, it's the kind of thing you'll put down, you pray it lives, but then next turn you clear the board. It is a late game doomsayer that you can play out. It's the kind of thing where you can punish your opponent for not playing control, and I think the value in that, it just makes it incredible. I mean, the only drawback I would say is that all of these cards I've pointed out are epics, so you're not going to be pulling this out in an arena. But if you did, you're going to be pretty much unstoppable when it comes to late game, and this card lives. At 8/8, I think, at 8 mana and 8/8 in stats, I think it's pretty good. And I think it's certainly unfair to say it's a bad card when it essentially has unlimited Wind Fury on a deck, and it means you can, if you clear the board while immune, you can go face. So that's 8 damage, and if you can get this immune combo up multiple times, then you really have board control. I think this could be the kind of card that helps establish a control hunter, which has been thrown about a few times. I think a lot of people have created mid-range hunters, but there's really not enough cards to help create that control hunter that people have talked about and theory crafted. I think this kind of deck with a Giant Sandworm, maybe Sir Finley, you can change your hero power out to something that would help suit the long game. That could help potentially make some sort of super control hunter, as crazy as it sounds, and I'm pretty optimistic about this card. I mean, regardless of what people have said. If you want to watch more videos, I highly suggest you click on the next episode button if there is one. Disclaimer, I'm the highest I've made it is rank 13, so I'm kind of casual. You can make fun of me in the comments for that. If you have any criticisms or suggestions, feel free to add them in the comments. I hope you enjoyed, and thank you for watching.